Let's find something we want to make, some crazy idea. We'll figure out what it takes to make that dream appear. We'll try to understand now as we ride along again. Now hop on the coding train, coding train, coding train. Come along and join us as we light it up in code, using only our imagination as the road. Whatever you're conceiving, you'll start seeing what you're believing. Just hop on the coding train, coding train, coding train. Pick you all up at the station. We'll make things of our own creation. Fireworks, shapes, we can generate sounds or trees or mazes. Make a butterfly or reflect our faces. A retro game for a Twitter bot. And never forget that this time, just hop on the coding train, coding train, coding train.
Hello, good evening. Wait. Here I am again. Just as I was this morning, but only after a very frantic day, so I might be a little bit more disheveled. I thought I'd play the Coding Train intro song just to, you know, the morning was like the serious, like, I'm gonna do a real tutorial. I'm gonna be a good person on the internet who takes making tutorials seriously. It does a very good job. And now it's the evening. I don't have a lot of time. We've got about an hour. And I want to do two more things I didn't get to this morning. One of them is going to be about kittens. The other one's going to be about P5. Oh, my voice, you can hear that cold is kind of a little bit back. So let's not overdo it, everybody. Let's relax. But I'm going to be fine. My voice is fine. I have some water over here. I have some sound effects. Ah, here. I guess I'm not bothering to do like my usual like intro blah 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 because I did all that this morning. I just want to kind of get into it. But I do want to mention, I'm really looking for a Coding Train like breaking news sound effect. So I feel like what I want to be able to do is like get some breaking news in my, and then be able to report it. So if anyone wants to make for me a good like, you know, breaking news sound effect that's absolutely completely ridiculous, please let me know. Please make that. Okay. Echo34 is saying, I sent you an extension I made. Check it out on my profile, Echo34 underscore YouTube. Okay, hold on. Twitter. Actually, so people sent me a lot of actually interesting things. But I'm not logged into my Twitter. I'm logged into the Coding Train's Twitters here. Let's look at the notification and see if people sent it to me here. So yeah, Wordless Web. Thank you, Gottfried, creator of the processing for the Raspberry Pi. Oh yes, thank you, Nicole. First of all, did I mention Nicole He's amazing mystery animal project already? I think I mentioned it this morning. Go check out Nicole He's amazing mystery animal project. But this is a wonderful Chrome extension. I wish I had it in my original video. I wonder, maybe we could splice this in. Mattia, this probably won't work at all, but I'm gonna like talk about this Chrome extension for a second, and if it works to like kind of like splice it in to that intro video, that's great, but if not. This is a Chrome extension by Melanie Hoff called Decodelia. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a Chrome extension and glasses set that uses basic principles of color theory to render your browser's content visible only with the use of red tinted glasses. So you can see here, I can't see what's going on here, but if I happen to have the red tinted glasses, so I could essentially, if I'm in a coffee shop and I didn't want anybody to see what I'm doing, I could wear my glasses and use my computer without anyone being able to see. And this is probably a nice video summary. Melanie is an alum of both the School for Poetic Computation and ITP, the graduate program where I teach. So I encourage you to check out this wonderful Chrome extension. I just want to see if there's a, right? So, so you can search for some like things on your own. So this is obviously a kind of like an art project, but it actually does work. I've seen it. It's great. All right, what else? Echo34 says, I made a Chrome extension for you. Okay, Echo. That's wonderful. And I'm sure that you have posted this here and it's something perfectly appropriate for me to look at in a live stream. but it would be helpful if you just gave me a little bit more information. I'm sure, I live in a world where I risk somebody doing a Chrome extension that as soon as I load it does something embarrassing on the screen, which I seriously doubt. No one in the audience really I've had those intentions, but if you could just let me know what it does, and maybe we can take a look. What else is here? Whoa, that's funny. All right, and so I think those are some things that people sent me on Twitter. All right, Cole, if you make that sound effect, please make it. I'll use it. Anybody, or it could be I could have a lot of them. I would love that. Okay. Search to Schiffman on Twitter. Boy, see, breaking news. I need it right now. Breaking news. I'm being told that you can search on Twitter to Schiffman. I don't need the @Schiffman. Let's see. And there we go. And I can actually just do latest. And we can see, oh, here's an idea. Make a QR code out of a bookmarklet. That's interesting. Oh, this is an important little clarification. I saw in your live stream you used self-calling anonymous functions. Well, the reason you have to put in the parentheses around the entire thing is because the parentheses are returning the object inside as a function and not as a reference. Thank you for that explanation. I think I kind of understand that. And also, Alka let me know that you don't actually need the wrapping function for a bookmarklet, but otherwise you can run into scoping areas if you're just sort of in the global namespace. All right. I can appreciate it. Simply a search engine type thing for your YouTube channel. Just opens a small window. Okay, let's try it. So I'm going to try Echo 34's extension. Ooh, this is exciting. This is living dangerously. Downloads? No way I'm going to be able to get this ready in time. Ah, the camera went off. I need a looping snare drum. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, hold on. Here we go. We're going to go to Chrome /extensions. We are going to disable this one. We are going to load an unpacked extension. Desktop. No, downloads. Dan's extension. Select. Coding Train's YouTube feed. Ooh, this is really interesting. Oh, I love this. Ooh, okay. Excellent version number, 0.1. That is the version number that I love as well. Thank you. Louise in the patron group says you are on the Office big screen for everyone to watch. Which office might this be? And everybody who's at the office, go home. Go to your families and loved ones and friends. Enjoy Friday. I know it's freezing in New York, but maybe you're actually in an office in the tropics. And you could just go have a nice walk on the beach and make a bonfire and have a salad, although I don't think salad is a really good food for eating at the beach, to be perfectly honest. Right? I don't know, what's a good beach bonfire? Bonfires that's a little bit scary. That sounds a little dangerous, actually. Be safe, everybody. Okay. Version in the pop-up shows 0.2. Okay. Coding Train extension 2. Enable. So how do I make this happen? Let's see. Let's just go to YouTube. Maybe I have to go to YouTube. This is it here. Click it. Oh, look at that. I can search. Oh, maybe it's just a search bar. Look at this. So I haven't done pop-ups yet. I'm going to do pop-ups. Let's look for its version 0.2. Version mismatch there. Oh, but maybe it magically upgraded in the time in between. All right, visit site. Where does that take me? Oh, thecodingtrain.com. So it took me somewhere weird, but that's fine. Let me do this again. So I assume I don't actually have to be on YouTube to look at this. Let's do this. And so video name. What's a video I'd like to? You know what I love? Flowers. Do I have a video about flowers? Yeah. I do. I have a bunch. That is wonderful. The Coding Train. I don't know. Yay! Thank you, Echo. This is the Coding Train Chrome extension. Maybe we could put this on GitHub and make a community Coding Train Chrome extension. So that'll be great. All right. So thank you. Now, what am I here to do this evening up until about 6:30? Let's see if I can do both of these things. If I go over to my kind of roadmap here, I want to get into pop-ups. I can't erase this. This is going to get erased. I was going to take a picture of it, but it's in the video, so I don't have to. I wanted to get to pop-ups, and I want to do the new tab thing, but I want to do 2 coding challenges. I want to pause at content scripts only, basically, and do 2 coding challenges. One, whatever web page you're on, it just replaces all the images with images of kittens. Why not? Maybe it should be rainbows or unicorns or whatever, but let's do kittens. And number 2 is I want to do a content script that whatever web page you're on, it allows you to draw over it using a P5 canvas. And we saw a nice example that I mentioned earlier today that has a much more sophisticated version of it. So that's the 2 things that I'm planning to do. And I'm going to do those as coding challenges. The question is, when I do the coding challenges, I like to start from nothing, but I could just start from my basic content script. No, let's start from nothing. It's not that much stuff to type, and it kind of works that way. So we're going to do 2 content script coding challenges Chrome extensions. Whoa, do I hear the train coming into the station? There's no train. That's like it should be, and then like the train comes in and there's like, oh look, it's our friend. And then the guest would be here, but there's no guest. Maybe there's a guest. It's completely empty in the hallway. There's nobody around. I should really just pick up this camera and bring it into the hallway. No, it's too crazy. Okay, back. Code. See, I took it very seriously this morning, and I don't know what the point of that was. All right, so what I need to do is make sure the door is locked. Well, one thing that I need to do is get some kitten images. I'm just gonna. So this is thank you, Austin, I think, who showed me this website called unsplash.com. If anybody can fact check me on this, I believe I can use these images for free. And they are public domain or they're Creative Commons or something that I can use them in a tutorial. So let's get some of these kittens. This one looks nice. This one looks nice. It does have an API, and so I think as like a challenge is you could try to get the kitten. Did I just do 5? I'm just going to do 5. And oh, they have people's names in them. I shouldn't. I downloaded a couple of them twice. So 1, 2. Isn't there like that don't say aw challenge? Let me try it. You have to like look at the image and not say aw. Oh, I can't do it. All right, you gotta love the kittens. All right, I want to rename these. You know what? No problem. I'm going to leave their names because I want the people who took these images to have credit for them. So let me grab these, and I'm going to go to the desktop. I'm going to go to Chrome extensions. I'm going to say 03 kittens.
Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes. What else is there? Yes, kittens. Thank you very much. Kittens and rainbows and cupcakes. Notice that. Look what I get. I'm really losing my mind. Okay, let's do it.
By the way, I just want everyone to see this. If I stretch it out, you can get it pretty straight. All right. Okay, I think I'm ready. And let me get Atom open. And kittens. All right. License, Unsplash. All photos published on Unsplash can be used for free. You can use them for commercial and non-commercial purposes. You do not need to ask permission from or provide credit to the photographer or Unsplash, although it is appreciated when possible. Place Kitten. Yeah, Gareth in the chat mentions Gareth in chat mentions Place Kitten. I do know about Place Kitten. I was thinking of using it, but it doesn't seem to be working right now. Okay, so I'm going to remove these extra extensions. Thank you again, Echo34_YT, for that was awesome. If people are interested in doing like a community coding Chrome extension, I'm open to facilitating that through the Coding Train GitHub organization. So tweet at me at Schiffman if you want to participate in that. Now I am going to people are asking about where the song came from. Nobody's asking about that. I think I could just make up stuff that people are asking in the chat, and you guys won't know. But you're watching, and you can see the chat later. When people watch this back, they won't know. Somebody was mentioning the song that they liked it, but they weren't asking where it was. I just made that up. I want to show you guys something, too, which I think you'll find really amusing. How can I show this to you? Okay, I have an idea. This is you guys are gonna find this to be quite amusing. So I am just opening the camera on this webcam because I want to turn it around and I want to show you the wall. Oops. That's where the camera is. This is what I thought would be helpful this morning. Is over here. This is the camera. This is very like meta now. Like weird meta craziness. Whoa. Oh, I will shake hands with myself. But I want this hand to talk to this hand. Okay, this is where the camera is. This is my sign that reminds me to look here. Actually, I didn't make this sign. Somebody else made the sign. These are all the syntax stuff from Chrome extensions. I thought, usually I like know stuff off the top of my head, and sometimes I don't, and I can look it up. But I thought, let me try this. And I always get the thing where people say like, oh, I know what you do. You have a second computer that has all the code and you just retype it, which I never have actually done. This was my first step. It's not a second computer. That'd be a much more logical thing to do. But it's a little behind the scenes for you to today's coding train. Hope you enjoyed that. Okay, I'm going to come back around. I'm over here, so much going on. I'm going to come back around. I'm over here now. And I'm going to turn this back around. And you can see this is me with a green wall. ProPublica t-shirt on. And here we go. Uh-oh, this computer went off. Okay. So anyway, when you see me like looking over there to figure out what goes in the manifest, but I have no signs for me for the kitten stuff. Here we go. Yeah, I guess there's a little green screen challenge for you all if you want to do some kind of weird, take that video and key out the green that you saw, et cetera, et cetera. All right, let's go, everybody. Sorry, I get lost in this beautiful kitten's eyes. So I'm going to do a coding challenge right now. And the coding challenge is the Kittenizer Chrome extension, Kittenerator, kitten extension, kitten Chrome extension, Chrome kitten. I don't know what to call it. Somebody give me a name. I'll put it in the first comment. I'll pin it. But I'm going to make a Chrome extension that replaces any image on any website that you're on with an image of a kitten. I'm going to do it in a really simple, basic way. I made earlier today a bunch of tutorials about Chrome extensions. I might suggest you go and watch those for more depth, but I'm going to still do this from no code at all. The only thing I'm going to start with is these 5 kitten images, and they all come from unsplash.com, which is a website with free images. These are the images that I have randomly picked for this coding challenge. And as a challenge to you, after I make this, if it's successful, you might think about making a version of this that pulls the images dynamically from Unsplash, or uses something besides kittens, or tries to replace the image with the most appropriate kitten that matches what the image originally was. I don't know. Use your imagination. But let's get started. So the first thing I need for a Chrome extension is what? It is a file called manifest.json. Okay? So what do I need in the manifest.json? I need to say, I need to have all the configuration stuff for my Chrome extension. Manifest version 2, which is the version of Chrome extension whatever that I'm making. Someday I'm going to look up what this means, but I think it used to put 1, but now you have to use 2. Maybe someday you'll put 3. I don't know. Could you imagine a world where the manifest version is number 7? Then I'm going to xkittention. Xkittention. Thank you. That's a good one. Okay, Chrome kittens. Okay, now I'm going to say name x extension and then xkittention. I think like that. Xkittention. Chrome xkittention. This is not so great, but we'll keep this for right now. And then, whoa, version. Everybody knows what version this is, right? Right? Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Did you say 0.1? Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know, whatever. 0.1, doesn't matter. And I think I should put that in quotes. Who knows? And then I'm making a content script. So what I need to do is have a content script. And it's content scripts because I could have multiple ones, but I'm just going to have one. If you don't know what a content script is, you could go look at my previous tutorials, which I'll link to in the description. And my content script, this is going to be for, let's see, how do I do this? It's hard to talk and think and type at the same time. All URLs. So you might someday want to make a Chrome extension that only replaces kittens on particular websites, only replaces images with kittens, but I'm going to do it for all URLs. And then I need to have a JavaScript file where I'm going to have all my code. I think I say JS, and then I could have multiple JavaScript files, but I'm just going to have one. I'm going to call it content.js. Although, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to call it kitten.js. Okay, now, here's the thing. Let's just first make sure this works. I got to deal with the images. That's one thing I didn't do in my tutorials. Now, I probably got some syntax wrong here, because I never get it right. But I'm at least going to now make a new file, which is called kitten.js. And I'm going to just in that say console.log kittens of the world unite as one. Okay. So at least now I'm going to have a Chrome extension that when I go to any web page, I will see this in the JavaScript console. That's our first step. And again, if you want some of the details about how this is working, go back and watch I'm going to stop saying that. So now, how do I install this? I've got to be in Chrome at the URL chrome://extensions. I've got to have developer mode enabled. And then I can say load unpacked extension. I can go and find wherever that was. It was on my desktop under Chrome extension, 03 kittens. So I'm going to select that. And oh, I didn't get any errors. So if I had made a syntax error in manifest.json, some stuff would show up here. And then it's enabled. I'm going to just turn off this other extension. That's fine, I'll leave it on. And now I'm going to go to a web page like, what's a good web page where we want to replace all the images with kittens? I'm afraid to go to a news website, although it will be nice to replace everything on the news website with images of kittens. Let me just go to the ITP website for right now, just to see. Okay. Whoa. Oh, this is something else. This has nothing to do with me. And we can see that this extension is working because kittens of the world unite as one. There we go. So my extension is working. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to figure out from my content script, I need to look at the content and find all of the image elements on the page. Now there's probably a variety of ways that you can have an image, but let's actually just play with this here for a second. Let's use the console to kind of like mess around to understand what we want to do. So if I say images equal document.get elements by tag name, img, images, right. So we got a bunch, there's a whole bunch of images. So that's good. And we can see images have a property called source, I believe. Somewhere in here, boy, there's a lot of stuff. S is an attribute source. And you can see that's the source of the image. summer@tish.gif.preset.square.jpg. So what I want to do is look at all these images, find that source property, and replace what's in there with a URL to an image of a kitten. Now, I'm not just any kitten, the kittens that I happen to have as part of my extension. Of course, they could be URLs to other places, but I have these particular, now I could probably load these in like an array, but what I'm gonna do is, let me just first, this is gonna be a little tedious. Go make yourself a cup of tea or something for a second. So I'm just gonna paste the names of all of these kitten images real quick into my, I didn't want to change the names because with Unsplash I don't have to, you're not required to give credit, but I can't go to the right place. But I would like to give credit. These are the, I presume the name of the photographers. Maybe this is their kittens. I can't. So I have 5. 5 will be pretty good, I think. One of these days I'm going to Alt-Tab to the right thing. There we go. Now I'm going to grab this one. There we go. Okay, so now I've got the images. Here's the thing. Files inside, just like in manifest.json, I have to say, I want this JavaScript file to be part of my content script. I always also have to say, I don't remember what this is. Somebody in the chat correct me. It's something like web accessible resources. Is that right? So somebody will correct me. All right, yes, I have the file names here too. Thank you very much. That would have been more efficient. Breaking news. Someday I'll have that sound effect. Okay, so I think what I can do now is just, let's do something fancy. I'm gonna do something fancy just for fun, for no reason. I'm gonna copy this into here. I'm gonna do a find. I'm gonna get rid of all those / space. Then I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a little regular expression. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna do beginning of a line, dot, star, question mark, end of line. This is a regular expression to find all of these things. Then I'm going to replace, and I just want to do it, I'm going to replace it with, and do I need to capture? I need to capture this. If you don't know about regular expressions, might I refer you to my regular expressions tutorial that would pop up right here, except there's no way for me to do that unless some magic post-production thing happens. I'm going to replace this. This is really ridiculous that I'm doing this with quote, $1, end quote, comma. Replace all, boom, now I have it formatted to go into an array. Oh, it needs to be double quotes for JSON, that's fine. So find a single quote, replace it with a double quote. There we go. So now I have the web accessible resources. And maybe somebody has told me, I am being told, breaking news, that is correct. All right, so web accessible resources. So now these images are available to me as part of my Chrome extension. So what I want to do, if somebody, by the way, who's watching this video could find me a good, just like maybe in the patron group, in the Slack channel, maybe you could post some links to some websites that might be good to run this on that have nothing too upsetting or embarrassing on them. It's a tall order, I know, with the internet. Family-friendly coding show here, everybody. So now what I want to do is, I lost my train of thought. That's really, okay, so now what I want to do, right, so what was I doing over here? Let's get this, I want to do this in the Chrome extension itself. Now remember, a content script, and let's say file names, and I can get this from the, there's probably an automatic way of doing this, but I am very prone to doing things in silly manual ways. So I have an array now with all those file names. And I'm going to ask for all of the image elements. Then I'm going, I know I'm using double quotes and single quotes in the same page. Don't everybody freak out all at once. Let's live with it. Come on. We can do it. Double quotes and single quotes can be in the same page and everything will be okay. All right, now let me say my new favorite thing, which is this fancy for loop thing that I learned about recently. For image element of images, I want to say, I'm just going to actually console log image element.src. Let's just do that. So I just want to see the Chrome extension on any page that I'm on. Give me a list of, and I'm just going to check the chat here for a second. Web accessible resources should be on the top level of the manifest. Also put them all in a folder and just do, so these are great suggestions from the chat, thank you. So let's make some improvements here. Silly me. So first of all, this is not necessarily specific to the content script. This is a top level thing for the manifest. Thank you for that correction. And there's no reason for me to do this when I can just say star.jpg. So this should be better. So any images, and by the way, it would make more sense, as I'm being told, to make a folder called kittens. And that way, this is cleaning this up a little bit. All of this goes in here, and then I can say kittens slash. So how am I doing? I think I'm in better shape. Let's reload the Chrome extension and see what happens. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to hit reload. Right? Anytime you make changes in your Chrome extension, hit reload, hit refresh, and I can see this is some nonsense that's happening, nothing to do with it. And I can see, look, here are all of the images that are on this page. Now the question is, do the, there's going to be a sizing thing that we're going to have to deal with at some point, but I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, example page, image.nih.gov/docs. Okay, hold on, let me find this. I really need a good way of getting stuff from the Slack chat into here. Can you give me a Google search, Ruben, to find that page? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think we're kind of, so all I actually need to do is I want to say let r equal math.random times images, file names dot length. Math.floor. So I'm not in P5, so I've got to do this with native JavaScript. I want to get a random index, and I could do this all sorts of other fancier ways, I'm sure, but I want to get a random, math.random gives me a number between 0 and 1, multiply it by the length of the array, take off the decimal place, and if I have 10 images, I'm getting a number randomly 0 through 9. And then I want to say let source equal file names r. And then I also need to do let URL. So here's the thing. I can't just say image ELT equals image ELT.source equals source. So here's the thing about a Chrome extension. These files, like where do they live? They're part of the Chrome extension. The source attribute of an image element on a web page has to point to an actual valid path. And those Chrome extension paths, they're like a weird thing that we don't know what it is. Fortunately for us, the Chrome extension API. So let's actually try to look up where this is. Chrome extension, Chrome extension get URL image or something. So I want to find it in the documentation. Extension.get URL. So this is what I want. I want to say browser. Is this right? I thought it was Chrome.extension. Oh, is this like, am I in the, oh, this is like a generic thing, even higher level than, this is just like a browser. Interestingly enough, a lot of the stuff that's part of Chrome extensions, while part of the Chrome API, is modeled off of this more generic. Somebody will know more about this than I do. Okay, so I'm looking for this in Chrome. Chrome extension. I just want to find the page, get URL. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. This is the API. This is what I want. So this is the documentation page. I'll include some of these links in the video. This is Chrome extension. This is part of the API, and I want get URL. Get URL gives you the URL of a path that's part of your Chrome extension. So I should be able to say equals chrome.extension.getURL source. And let's call this file. Source is sort of the wrong thing. And just because I'm curious, let's actually do this to put it in a variable and then set that to URL. And I just want to console log that URL. So here we go. I think we're actually pretty good. I think this is done. We just need to find some better web pages to run this on. Oh, I need to reload the Chrome extension. That didn't work at all. Let's look at the console. Denying load. Oh, web resources must be listed in the Web Accessible Resources manifest key in order to be loaded by pages outside the extension. Yeah, Web Accessible Resources. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, no. Oh, I know what the problem is. I put everything in a kittens folder. And then in my extension, I forgot to say they all have to have the kittens folder prefix. Okay, here we go again. I have to reload. Wait, let's find a better web page. How about using lazy.house? Okay, what's that? Lazy.house. Oh, hey, what is this? Hey, it's all kittens. What is going on? What kind of internet is happening here? I'm going to be bold. Let's mess with. Let's just be bold and go to the New York Times, and let's see if we can replace the images on the New York Times with kittens.
Unicorns.
Oh, shoot, wrong. Ah. Kittens. All right, so we can see here there's some work to be done here. Oops. Let's browse the web now. Google. Oops. Let's just enjoy browsing the web. NASA seems like a website that I might enjoy going to look at. Oh, look. And look at this NASA website. Ooh, what's happening in NASA these days? But actually, I like the fact that when I Google image search for something like puppies, it's all kittens. Look, kittens. Oh boy, kittens, puppies. But that's a kitten. So even if I search for unicorns, it's all kittens. And I could go to the unicorn Wikipedia page, and it is a... So interestingly enough, not everything is getting replaced. So I probably should finish this video and be done with this. Yeah, I'm being pointed out that the New York Times loads a lot of... Oh, that was my extension working! So that was my extension. I went to... Hold on a second. Lazy... what is this website? This was not actually working. I thought you guys were trolling me and you made a website really quickly that had all the kitten images in it. Oh, I'm losing my mind here. So I'm going to disable the extension just for a second. I should make it tie it to a button. Lazy House. Okay. This is something about home automation and stuff you can do. And now with the extension working, I get it. So interestingly enough, not all images get replaced. So New York Times, for example, I bet you load some images through JavaScript in a different way. Let's inspect this element here. It is, I don't know why. So I'd have to investigate, this looks like source. It's like a thumbnail that it's actually looking at maybe over the image. So there's all sorts of complexity with how different web pages work. So we'd have to, Wikipedia is not a good example of this. Let me think of one more. Let's just go to shifman.net. There we go. This is nice. So thank you. You've got to definitely do quite a bit more to make this the robust Kittenizer Chrome extension that I always hoped it would be. So let me give you some exercises if you want to follow along with this coding challenge. Think about other things that you might replace on a web page, how you might replace text, how you might replace images, how you might place sounds. There's all sorts of possibilities there. Find a different set of images. Maybe you could actually use the Unsplash API to dynamically pull different images. I will post the code to this. You will find a link to the GitHub repository where this code exists in the video's description. And in the next coding challenge, I'm going to do something very similar, but instead of replacing with images, maybe I'll leave the kitten thing here. I'm going to make a Chrome extension that I can draw over the page. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat now. Replace ads. It uses the source set attribute. Right, I could probably... I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. Yes, source set attributes. But I've seen this question many times. Do I listen to Lady Gaga or Daft Punk? I have listened to that music before. I have heard it into my ears, yes. Can it replace ads? Probably, yes. But you'd have to be more thoughtful about your, I mean, I haven't done very much with this code here. Like, this is kind of all I got, right? It's not a lot of code. All right. So, I heard a noise, like someone scratching at the door. Maybe it's the army of kittens. All right, so it's 6:15. I'm going to do one more coding challenge, and then I've got to go. I'm going to drink some water. There's a spider on my head. Will you ever make a coding challenge on tic-tac-toe with the Minimax algorithm? That sounds like a fun idea. Okay, you guys are asking me so many good questions, but I'm gonna come back to questions later because let's move on to the next coding challenge. Maybe this one I'll start with the manifest.json file already, and I'm gonna call this sketch.js. This is gonna be 04 sketch. And I'm going to get rid of kittens. And I'm also going to get, I want to get the P5 libraries. Let's go to, let's leave this extension. I should have been using GitHub the whole time. That would have been a good thing. I don't know why I can't. Let's go to the P5 libraries. Whoops. I'm going to leave this extension on always. Nope. Releases. What am I doing here? Code. Where's releases? How come? Oh, releases. Let's get P5.js. And just in case we need DOM. So what I'm going to do here now is copy these library files and put them in Chrome extensions, Sketch. And I'm going to P5 sketch extension, P5 sketch. And okay, so I'm going to start this coding challenge with this manifest.js file and do everything else from scratch. Oh, use let in for of loop, otherwise you will create a global variable that, oh, thank you, that's a good correction. So I'm not going to go back and redo the video, but at least in the code that I publish, I will have that corrected. Thank you. Uh-oh. Oh, I totally did that wrong. Thank you, Alka. So I edited the wrong file. So I can fix this, no problem. And put this here. So I think I'm good now. Let me open this manifest.json and this sketch. Oh, this should be empty. Okay. Here we go, everybody. The cold was a bad one, and it really went away, but there's still remnants. Chrome extension coding challenge number 2. I'm also going in this coding challenge. I just made one that replaces images with kittens, if you didn't watch that already. You can also check out the Chrome extension tutorial playlist for a lot of background information. But in this video, I'm going to attempt to make a Chrome extension for any web page that you're on, like the P5JS library page, that I can like doodle over it. So, and I'm going to doodle over it with a P5JS sketch. So how do I do that? So one thing is, so I did already, one of the first things you need for a Chrome extension, if you've watched it in other videos, you already know this, is a manifest.json file. That is the configuration and all the information about your Chrome extension that you need. So this being just a content script, I wanted to work on any URL. And more likely, I probably want to do something where I press a button and then I can draw, and maybe I get a pop-up with an interface to pick the color, but we'll get to all that later. Right now, I'm just going to do the simple thing that for any web page, I can suddenly draw on it. So I'm going to put all the code for drawing in sketch.js. And just to show you what I mean, like a simple P5 sketch would be something like this. Function setup, function draw. I'm going to say create canvas. I'm just going to give some arbitrary size right now. I'm going to say, I'm going to like absolute position it so that it is over, and I'm going to say clear. So I don't think I need to say clear. I think by definition it's cleared so that it's a transparent canvas. And actually, I'm not even going to do that. I just want to see the canvas on the page. So I'm going to say background 0. So here's the thing. Now let me try running this extension. Let's see what happens. So I have this manifest.json. I have this sketch. Let's load the extension. Let me close a bunch of this extra stuff. If you're wondering why everything appears to be an image of a kitten, it's because I'm still running my other Chrome extension. So I'm going to keep that enabled. I'm going to load a new extension called, because I can't turn off the kitten one, Sketch. And so again, you need to be at Chrome//extensions, and you need to have developer mode on, and you can find out more about this in some of my other tutorial videos. P5 Sketch version 0.1 is now running. So I probably should turn this one off, but let's go to this web page now that I want to draw on. Open up the Chrome console. I'm going to give myself some more space here. I'm going to, so actually, it's time. I've got to disable this because this extension is spitting out a lot of stuff in the console, and I want to just look at the stuff for the P5 sketch. So I don't see anything. Like the extensions, I see nothing going on here. Well, let me at least say console.log sketch started. Sketch looping. I know why this isn't working, by the way. I'm kind of like setting the stage here for what I want to talk about. And then I'm going to say console.log sketch blah. Okay, so let's reload this extension. Reload. And I'm going to hit refresh. Sketch blah, but no setup and no draw. So here's the thing. Well, a couple things. Number one is, I didn't include the P5 libraries. I mean, I have them in there. I have sketch.js, p5.js, and p5dom.js. So I've got to, at least in manifest.json, reference those. So let's say, and I might not p5dom.js, and this should be double quotes. So I want all of these JavaScript libraries. So this is, by the way, how you can reference another JavaScript library in a Chrome extension. And I think there's a way to do this with a URL path. I'll have to come back to that another time. So I can do that. Let's reload the extension. I'm going to laugh if this works, which it really shouldn't. Hit refresh. Ah, there we go. Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness, it sort of did something. Whoa, it actually ran setup? Whoa, weird. So, interestingly enough, I'm kind of intrigued by this because there's a thing that I was about to explain, which is that I have to use something called instance mode, opening up. So I'm gonna let's just humor me for a second. I'm gonna take out this, and let's just see what happens now. For some reason, the DOM library didn't seem to work, but the other stuff did, which is weird. Let's run this again. Whoa, weird. Oh, it's there. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. It just worked. That's so weird. But the DOM library stuff didn't work. Why? Does the order matter? Oh, maybe it's just that. Interesting. Something changed since the last time I tried this. This is going to be much easier than I thought. I thought I was going to have to explain instance mode. Let's try putting the DOM library. I guess they load in these orders. Let's try this again. Reload. So now let me, let's go back to Sketch, and let's use the DOM library now. And once again, reload again, and hit refresh. Yeah, look at that. Huh. Well, la-di-da. So amazingly, I can actually just put a P5 sketch in the content script. Maybe this is a bad idea for some reason. When I made an example for this last year, I had to use something called instance mode. And if you want to know what instance mode is, I will include a link to a video tutorial about that. I thought P5 does this thing where to be beginner friendly, it allows you to declare setup and draw in the sort of global world of JavaScript. And for whatever reason, I thought that that didn't work in a content script, and you had to kind of namespace things in the instance mode way. These terms might not mean anything to you. But you can watch that instance mode video if you're kind of wondering about that. Let's keep going. So let's finish this off. So I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna put clear. In draw, I'm gonna say align from mouse X, mouse Y to previous mouse X, previous mouse Y. And I'm gonna say stroke 0, stroke weight 4. And what else do I want to do? So this is the other thing. I probably want to make the canvas fill the page. So right now I'll just use window width and window height. So let's go back now and reload. Hey, where's my canvas? Let's see, do I have an error? Sketch blah. Now, all right, let's see. So how do I debug this? Let's put a background here. Boy, what a pain to reload. I can just do refresh? No. Okay, refresh. Okay, that worked. Ooh, and it's there. Oh. Weird. Okay, hold on a second. So why didn't that work? First of all, I want to say if mouse is pressed. So it's working. That canvas is there. It's interesting how it's underneath some things, and I wonder if that's kind of the issue. So let's reload. Reload again. Somebody in the chat, I'm sure, is telling me exactly what I'm doing wrong. And then, oh, no, it works. I don't know why it didn't work before. Yay, okay. So I can do things like, oh, I love P5, and I'm going to make a little heart. So this is just a very beginning step here. Now, here's the thing. There's some flaws here that I can give you. I'm going to scroll, and I can't draw down here anymore because that canvas is actually just I said window width and window height. So I could do something like get the body height, I think, of the whole page to make the canvas over the whole page, but it could be a really long page. Another thing I could do is like move the canvas as I scroll. I could like just do the body height, but I could also deal with z-index would be important, which is a CSS property that allows me to put things under and in front of. So there's all sorts of like cleanup stuff I could do here, but this is the basic idea. Now, one of the things that I want to do is I also could make this have a pop-up where I could click a button here and have an interface to change the color. And it would even be interesting to think about what if this is something that then gets saved to, I don't know, local storage, which is kind of like a database that's sitting inside of Chrome itself, or your drawings get saved to some server somewhere, so when you come back to the web page, your drawings are there. You can share them with somebody else who's browsing the same web page. So many possibilities. There's actually a project called Shift Space, which is by Dan Pfeiffer and Mushan. Shift Space, Mushan, Dan, this is a project from, development ended in 2011, but I encourage you to check it out. It's really interesting. It was started by Dan Pfeiffer and Mushan Zer Aviv. So that's, which was a way that you could annotate web pages collaboratively, and if you're browsing the same page as someone who's a friend of yours, you're going to see those annotations at the same time. Okay, I'm looking, there's position fixed, which would anchor it to the browser rather than scroll with the page, but maybe you want your, anyway, there's so many possibilities. I'm going to stop here. This is what you can now do by putting a P5 sketch overlay. Now I will make one thing clear. I can no longer click on these links because of the way that I've sort of like put this canvas over on what's happening with focus and mouse press. So that's probably something you're going to want to think about. I wonder if I could set the Z index to further back. It might then not get, it might not get the mouse events then, which is kind of an issue. Let's see. So let's reload and let's run. Oh, yeah, so I'm still able to draw, but you can see the links now work. Oh, amazingly, right, why would it, the canvas is still there from page to page. So that's an interesting thing to know when you've gone to a new page. Or was that, oh, maybe that actually wasn't going to a new page. That was like a refresh in the same page. Because, right, I'm staying on the same page. I'm just, anyway, there's so much. Could this video just have ended 5 minutes ago, please? Thank you for watching. I have made a Chrome extension. I hope to see that you do something creative with this, with adding P5JS to your Chrome extensions. And I will be back again in the future with more tutorials, in particular about pop-ups, more about messaging, and more about using an API with a Chrome extension. So many possibilities, okay? Thanks for watching. Pointer events, none. Pointer events. Breaking news. All right, hold on, time out. Let's pretend, maybe I could go back and redo the end of this video. Not too, maybe you can like, I don't know, because I feel like I was so scatterbrained. Where was I where I was drawing on the page? So let's see, so there's, let me try to learn some of this stuff. C style pointer events. Oh, that's what I want. None. Oh, look at that. I'm trying to understand why some stuff, because I am going to a different page, right? Going to this particular issue page, and yet that remains there. Interesting. All right, let me go, first of all, this is kind of messed up. So, Mathieu, do your magic. Whatever you do is going to be okay with me, but I'm going to, I'm going to add this in as if, okay. So one of the things, whoops. Oh, I have to reload. Oh, wait a second. I didn't reload the extension. It's then ZX. Okay, hold on. Let me reload the extension to what it was. Why did I think you had to use instance mode? So one of the things you might notice here, whoops. One of the things you might notice here is that I've really messed with your ability to click on links, because the canvas is kind of is overlaid on top of everything, and it's stolen a focus from all of the underlying stuff. So thank you to Me I Am So Me and others in the chat who have given me some good advice about this. There are some CSS properties that I can try to add. So since I've got the P5 library loaded anyway, I can say c.style, what was it, pointer pointer events. Like this is a CSS property that will say like, hey, I don't want the canvas to receive any pointer events. So those pointer events will pass through underneath. Now, this might not totally work. Hit refresh. So now I'm sort of able to get it, but like, it's working, but, and you can see, yeah, so this is kind of, and interestingly, you can see that the canvas is still there. That's because GitHub is actually not going to new pages. It's kind of refreshing within the same page. But if I really went to a new page, which like maybe I went to the GitHub homepage, yeah, it's gonna go away. So now, this seems to be working fine. It's doing some weird stuff with me like highlighting as I'm dragging the mouse around. But there might be some things I might need to also, a property that I might need to work with is the z-index. Z-index is a CSS property that keeps track of things layered. So there's so many possible things I could start adding CSS-wise to this. But I think I'm going to stop here. So this is the basic idea. I'm giving you a challenge to do afterwards. Number one is be more creative about what you overlay on top of the canvas. This is just me drawing a line. Be more thoughtful about how you handle the interaction, maybe with some CSS and z-index, as well as think about the page, how you're going to handle the full page. Let me figure out this body thing. I'm pretty sure I can say client.bodyHeight or something. Right? Somebody must know this. Sorry, okay, wait. So hold on. Mathieu, maybe let me just look this up. Time out, everybody. I don't like to do this, but I'm going to. The way that I did this, I'm going to look at my example from last year. Chrome extensions. It's funny, it's still going. P5 sketch. This is what I did. See, look, I did it with instance mode because I thought it wouldn't work. Document.body client height. Yeah, that's what it is. Document.body client height. Okay. Document.body client. Okay, so I can get the height of the page by saying document.body.client height, I think. And then so I could actually put that in here. And so now if I reload the extension and I go back to github.com, ooh, but look how slow this is now. I mean, I can draw all the way down here and I can keep scrolling, but that's because I have this huge, large canvas that's covering the entire thing. So I probably have to be more thoughtful. Maybe I just like move it around, or I have multiple canvases, or I give it a sort of maximum amount, because it could be a really long web page, but you can see that's how I can actually get the full body's height in pixels, and I can draw all over the entire thing. Okay, anything else that I want to add to this? SVG would be better. That makes a lot of sense. Alka's making a good point that Canvas is kind of a problem in that and an SVG wouldn't have the same problem, so you could do something like that. And I think that's it. So I look forward to seeing what kind of creative possibilities you make from this. I will mention, I think, I kind of had this like crazy conversation about instance mode versus not instance mode. I suspect that there could be some issues with me declaring global variables in the content script. I mean, if I'm using let, I should be okay, because let scopes things in a different way. But you don't want to, in theory, there could be some conflicts between the JavaScript you're writing in your Chrome extension and the JavaScript that's executing on a page. So maybe that's one of the reasons why at one point I did instance mode. I'll just show you what that looks like, because it happens to be on this page under these examples, Chrome extensions, and with P5, sketch, So this is what instance mode looks like. It's a way of having all the P5 stuff happen within namespace. You always have to say P5.this or P5.this. That way you're not running into, there's only one kind of variable that's, that's global. Oh, this is so fun. There's only one variable. Oh, it's like a smart board, except it's not very smart. I can't get it to do it anymore. Of course it doesn't work now. There's only one variable that's global. I shouldn't make videos late in the evening when I really should just be gone. So hopefully this wasn't like incredibly long with me rambling. I hope you got something out of this, and I look forward to seeing what kind of creative Chrome extensions that you all make. Thanks for watching. Okay. Body.scroll height could be used. Turn off text selection. That's another thing I could do. You guys are all so much smarter than me. So anyway, how's that? I feel like that video was kind of a disaster. But I think it can be made into something. User select none. Okay, fine, hold on. Time out. Let's go from, I got an idea. Sorry, Mathieu. Let's go from here when I added that pointer event. And I was on like, what's it, like 637? We're fine. Oh, I think I'm crashing it because of like how long this is. So let's go back to, I did it on A to Z, sorry. It's on here. You know what? Also, the power is not plugged into this computer, which sometimes. Document on select start function return false. Is that better than user select none on the body, or that's the same thing? We'll try a different thing. We'll try some. Oh, I have to do it in JavaScript, so I could include CSS. You can include CSS. Okay, hold on. Reload. I appreciate that you guys like the disasters. Is there an error? Oh, sketch blah. Did I put z-index in there or something? It's funny how it's not working all of a sudden. Of course the camera goes off. No sound? Document.body.style.userSelect equals none. Yeah, thank you. Call no loop on mouse released and loop on mouse. Oh, these are such good ideas. But why isn't it even working at all? Why did it stop working? Let's go to like whoa, that's something else. This is so weird. Oh, there we go. I wonder if there's a loading issue, and that's why you actually need instance mode. I wonder if it worked by accident. Right? Could things not be loading in the right order? Because here's the thing. You can't guarantee that you can guarantee that the page has loaded, but I don't think you can guarantee that all of these have loaded. And I think I just got lucky. I know I use constraint, right? Don't you think? I think maybe you have to use instance mode. Because, right, it's only working like a random percentage of the time, right? Of course, now it's just working consistently. Right? P5 didn't load. It's loading when I have the console open, but not without it. Why is that? Right? Console's not open. Ooh, console's open. It loaded. I think P5 actually hooks into the document load, which has already happened, so it's whether it's called before your script or not is probably random. Yeah. So don't you think that I need to do the instance mode thing, that I just got lucky? All right, this video is going to keep on going. I just want to hear from people. I'm going to wait and drink some water here. So I think I'm going to rewrite this with instance mode. It might be because I have it stored in my cache or something because I use P5 a lot. Wow, I really need this breaking news sound effect. You could also totally hack in a second load of... Yeah, so that's the thing. Me is saying you could also hack in, like I could write some JavaScript code to like load the P5 library. And then, but I think it's better for me just to use instance mode. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So, Mathieu, when you watch this, first, I am sorry. Second, I think we're going to go from, again, I trust your judgment more than my own, but I think we're going to go from where I add this. I think we can leave everything up to, and a lot of other stuff will get cut, but where I add this. And I'm going to now realize that it's not working every time. And I'm going to realize that I actually really did need instance mode after all. And I'm going to add instance mode. And then what's going to fix it? Then I'm going to add, Alka is again going to then, because the chat in the Slack channel went way past, is going to tell me what code to add again for the user select thing. And then that's going to be good. All right, here we go. Coding power, form of P5 debugging person. Okay, it's almost, I really got to leave by 7, so here we go. All right, here we go. I kind of want to put the kittens back. Do you think I can put the kittens back? Okay. Hello, there was a weird edit point there, but I discovered something while making this video tutorial. Look how nicely this is working. This is me on my Schiffman.net website, and I refresh the page, and it works nicely. It draws. I close the console. I refresh the page again. Oh, it's not working anymore. Oh, weird. It's sort of working. So, now it's not working. Oh, no, it is working. So here's the thing. I think I got lucky. Remember earlier in this video I started rambling about this thing called instance mode? Well, I think I got lucky in that okay, so a content script, by definition, executes after the page has loaded. But the page itself does not include the P5 library. And the P5, I don't think the order of this really guarantees you much of anything. Could it? Could I put sketch.js first? Let's just try this. I really don't think so. P5, what the P5 library does is it looks for your setup and draw function. And that sketch.js file might not really, the content script might not be available when it's loading the P5 library, and then it's not finding the setup and draw function and everything. So I might need to actually explicitly say hey, hello, P5, here's my setup and draw function, which I'm going to show you how to do in a minute using something called instance mode, unless this fixes the problem. But really, do you really think they load in that order in some way that's logical? But that doesn't make any sense, because Sketch would have to come after. I can't load it first. Let's try. So I'm going to go to reload this extension. Reload. I'm going to hit refresh. Not working. Oh, now it's not working at all. Oh, now it is working. It's the same thing. I think I'm getting lucky sometimes and not, because maybe I have things cached, things open to random order. Somebody much smarter than me will know the technique, but I think I really want this to work. I am going to have to, I'm I'm going to have to use instance mode. And I'm getting some other, oh, MiIMCB is saying I can call global init to make P5 check in again. So let's try that. So I kind of want to show you instance mode, but that's sort of interesting. You mean I could just say, like here, global init, which is, like I could do something like this, which is like a secret function as part of P5. We're really in the weeds here in this video tutorial. Someone's gonna be like, why is this particular video 7 hours long? That didn't work. Oh, now it worked. P5 global init? Okay, I'm going to, what about my eyebrows? I'm going to go ahead and do what I think will work, which is instance mode. So what is instance mode? I have a video tutorial about it. It's a way of namespacing everything in your P5 sketch and kind of wrapping it into a function. So what I'm going to do is I think I have to say, let's go to the P5.js wiki, because you might as well know about this page, which has a little tutorial about instance mode. And by the way, sometimes, oh, I'm like killing. Okay, first of all, let's disable the extension. And let's go to instance mode. It's probably under I, because I start global and instance mode. So this web page is going to explain, this is global mode, everything living in the global namespace. This is instance mode. So I am going to just copy this over, and I'm gonna probably change this to using let instead of var and that sort of thing. But I'm basically going to take this out, and I'm going to put my code in there. Whoops. And what I'm going to do is put it in here, and I'm going to say, how did that work? I need to say sketch.setup equals function. I'll try to explain a little bit more about this. And sketch.draw equals function. And then everything that's a P5 function, I just say sketch dot. So sketch.create canvas, sketch.clear, sketch.stroke, sketch.stroke weight, if sketch.mouse is pressed, sketch.mouse x, sketch.mouse y, sketch.pmouse x, sketch.pmouse y, and then this is fine. So this is just, now this is actually instantiating the P5 sketch. I'm getting some more. These are injected in the order they appear in the array. So from breaking news from the Chrome extension API, this order actually does matter. They are injected into the script in the order that they're in the array. So let's do this. I think sketch.js should be last. And now what I'm going to do is, this should be exactly the same now. This is instance mode. It's the same exact sketch, but so let me explain a little bit what's going on here. What I'm doing is I'm saying, I want to make a new P5 thing. And so normally this happens automatically. The P5 library starts to make its own P5 thing by looking for your global setup and draw. But here I'm saying, I'm going to make this wrapper function, and it's going to have setup attached to it and draw attached to it, and this whole thing is the thing you can make the P5 sketch from. You know, a bit more to it than that. You can read the wiki page, but that's the basic idea. Let's see if this works. I'm sure I made some mistakes. Oh, window width. That's a P5 variable? So sketch.windowWidth, I think I'm going to have to say. All right. Let's see what happens here. So one thing I want to do, by the way, is I'm going to just change this to, I want to change this to sketch.window height again, just so it's only covering part of the page, because that really does slow it down if it tries to make a canvas the size of the whole body. All right, so let's now reload the extension. Oh, enable the extension, reload the extension, and refresh the page. And hold on, refresh the page. Uncaught references. Line is not defined. Oh, sketch.line. Thank you very much. So it's very easy. It's kind of like forgetting this dot. I kind of have sketch dot for everything that's P5. So I'm going to reload the extension again. I'm going to come back here, hit refresh. There we go. This works. Hit refresh again. It works. I'm going to get rid of the console. So now it's working consistently no matter what I do. Let's make one more thing a little nicer about this. Notice how I keep selecting the text by accident while I'm drawing? Alka in the chat gave me some code to do that. I see it now. I can change, I can affect the CSS of the entire body and set the user select property to none. So user select is a property making something available to be selected. And so what I'm going to do here in setup is I'm going to say document.body.style, right, .user select equals none. So, and I don't know why, but I have this like habit of doing this because a lot of the CSS properties are not valid keywords that you can just say dot, like background dash color. You wouldn't be able to say style dot background dash color. But so you can, user select would work because it's like a valid variable name. So let's try adding this. See if that's in the right place. I'm going to reload the extension, refresh. Now there I am drawing. It's not selecting the text. I can still click on the links. I can go over here. I can draw on here. And then I can also, because I can also enable my Chrome Kitten extension. I can go to this web page and I can draw, I can draw on the kittens. Yay. I love you, kitten. Oh, you're a star, kitten. Oh, rainbow. Okay. Are you still watching this video? Because I'm just going to be here doodling on this web page for a while. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. I did show you how you could actually create the canvas to be taller with document.body.client height. One other suggestion from Austin in the chat said I could start with no loop and only render when I'm actually drawing. That'll actually really help the performance as well. Of course, there was another suggestion being like, well, if you just used SVGs, you don't have this giant canvas. That's probably a much smarter idea. But the point is, I'm showing you how you could have a canvas overlay with P5 and load P5 library. And by the way, you can load other libraries the same exact way, whether you want to use jQuery or 3JS or anything. It's the same exact way. So I hope you enjoyed this coding challenge about creating a canvas overlay P5 sketch in a Chrome extension content script. If you made it through this whole video, mwah, thank you. Something. Goodbye. Where did I forget sketch dot? I finished that video finally, didn't I? I see lots of face palm emojis. Keep going, I am learning. I see there's a discussion maybe about the Chrome extension. It's scrolled past me so I can't see it. I see me, I am Sumi, and Echo are discussing something. I'm happy to engage in that discussion. Kebab case in the bracket notation wouldn't work. Oh, sketch dot online, but I fixed it. Okay, great. Can I go home now? So this, by the way, I don't know how, this is 2 live streams in one day. I'm glad I was able to do this, especially because I missed last week. I haven't gotten, I would say I've only gotten like halfway at most through the Chrome extension stuff. Let me look at my examples. Actually, so I'm going to come, first of all, let me turn off these Chrome extensions. Well, I'm going to leave the kitten one on, obviously. Let's go to github.com/Schiffman rainbow code. So I am going to, coding train. Let's look at the calendar here. README, edit. I don't know who I'm logged in as. I think I might be logged in as myself. So today was Chrome extensions. Next week, we need to continue Chrome extensions. So what do I need to do? I need to do pop-up, pop up with messages. I need to do, what else? I want to do, what's the thing called where you tab override? I mean, I think I'll skip the Omnibox thing. I mean, it's there. I could get to it someday, but, you know, Omnibox probably should skip. I definitely want to do WebGL. I'm going to bump Alexa skill. So I don't know what I'm going to get to. Word to Vec I'm going to bump. I don't know. So I think this is what I think I should continue the Chrome extension stuff next Friday and maybe look at WebGL, see if I can get to some of these. I'm open to your suggestions, but that's kind of my plan. Oh, iTerm. All right. Let's put it on the agenda. Is it not on the agenda anywhere in here? Oh, it's here. So we have some extra. We'll put Bayesian text. By the way, as you can see, this document. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I apologize. You can all pull request this document to try to get me to change my schedule. But maybe there's actually a helpful way you can make this better. So I will be back next Friday. It definitely won't be in the morning next Friday. I know I have an appointment and some other stuff. So I don't know if this is the exact time, but it'll be something like this. So let me commit this changes so I kind of remember. And we'll just pull requests here. Okay. Oh, somebody, thank you, Lucas Cabello added. Awesome, amazing, look at this. Wonderful, thank you. I need a really great thank you. You win. Lucas, for your contribution, you win. My undying gratitude, thank you. And I apologize if I've got your name wrong. Luca Kabil. Sorry, I said Lucas. The GitHub name is Luca Kabil. Thank you, Luca. Good night, everybody. This has been The Coding Train with your host, me. iTerm, yes. Austin, iTerm will be our new Chrome extensions joke. I appreciate you enjoying that. Ricardo asks, I'm going to do a couple questions here from the chat before I go. Do people recognize you on the streets and ask for selfies? No. If I go to, when I went to processing day, and there were lots of people there who came because they know processing and watched videos, people recognized me or they just said hi to me and maybe I took a couple pictures, but I have a pretty low profile. Nobody's recognizing me on the street. Check Twitter. No. The answer is always no. Don't check Twitter. Twitter is kind of a really awful place. All this 280 characters nonsense. I can say hello to Shael. I am 44 years old. Do you have any plans to come to the UK for any reason? I would really love to come to the UK. I was talking about this earlier today. I did live in London in 2015 for about 8 months and had a wonderful time there. Visited all over the place around the UK. I went up to Scotland, went to Cornwall. I never made it over to Ireland. And I had a lovely time there. So I hope to be back sometime. All right, what is the best video for me to watch? I don't know. I think the chat should help you with that question. I haven't done the little goodbye song in a while. Oh. $51,340, $84,748, $71,568, $53,483. I really need a system. I could get through this whole book if I actually, I hear there's a thing called a bookmarklet. Do you think there's a bookmarklet for this? I'm going to use this. It's the ITP Winter Show postcard. Today is the day. I'm going to start from the first page. Of random numbers, that is. Maybe I should actually just read the whole thing. I should start with the foreword. I'm going to read everything in this book. And then someday, somebody will splice it all together as one video. Okay? Let's make an agreement on that. Well, how long do you think, when will this be done? I have no idea, but every time I come on or I have a guest, I'll do a little more, and eventually the whole thing will be available. The audio book for A Million Random Digits with video accompaniment. Maybe I shouldn't play the lullaby because that's going to make it so people can't remix and do stuff with the audio later. So right now I won't do it with the lullaby. Music. This, by the way, this is a momentous occasion. I'm deciding right now that I'm going to start from the absolute beginning of this book, the cover, and I'm going to read every single word and number that's in this book, hopefully before I, whatever happens next. A million random digits with 100,000 normal deviates, rand. A million random digits with 100,000 normal deviates, rand. A Million Random Digits with 100,000 Normal Deviates was originally published by the Free Press in 1955. This RAND edition reflects the original layout with the addition of a new foreword. Library of Congress cataloging in publication data. A Million Random Digits with 100,000 Normal Deviates. P. CM. Originally published, Glencoe, Illinois, Free Press, 1955. MR-1418. Includes bibliographical references. ISBN 0-8330-3047-7. 1. Numbers, random. M-tables, period, I, period, RAND Corporation. QA 276.25.M55, 2001. 513.2, M-TC21, 20010481133. RAND is a nonprofit institution that helps improve policy and decision-making through research and analysis. RAND is a registered trademark. RAND's publications do not necessarily reflect the opinions or policies of its research sponsors. Cover design by Barbara Engel. Copyright. Copyright 2001, RAND. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced in any form by any electronic or mechanical means, including photocopying, recording, or information storage and retrieval, without permission in writing from RAND. All right. Published 2001 by RAND. 1700 Main Street, P.O. Box 2138, Santa Monica, California 90407-2138. 1200 South Hayes Street, Arlington, Virginia 22202-5050. 201 North Craig Street, Suite 102, Pittsburgh, PA 15213-1516, RAND URL, http://www.rand.org. To order RAND documents or to obtain additional information, contact Distribution Services, telephone 310-451-7002, fax :310-451-6915, email order@rand.org. I'm starting to think I should have skipped that page. When somebody makes the full compilation, that can be edited out or not. So I'm going to read right now just the foreword, and then I'm going to go home. It's kind of long, actually, but I'm going to read the foreword. Foreword. The volume we are holding documents a remarkable undertaking by a group of mathematicians, engineers, and data processors at RAND in the 1940s and 1950s, the corporation's formative years, to create a very large assembly of randomly distributed numbers, or digits. Within such an assembly, if it is truly random, no pattern of occurrences whatsoever, as measured, for example by frequency or by serial association, exists, regardless of the user's starting point in the array. Patternlessness is, in fact, the sought-for ideal. To what purpose? In a recent article in the science section of the New York Times, the author, George Johnson, explains, for cryptography, game playing, sociological surveys, and various scientific calculations, people often need a series of numbers that are devoid of pattern. And that is a tall order. Generating true randomness is one of computer science's most difficult challenges. So there's a footnote reference to George Johnson, connoisseurs of chaos offer a valuable product, randomness, from the New York Times, June 12, 2001. Given a state of randomness, predictability fails. In a decimal table, the probability for the occurrence of the next digit is everywhere the same, whatever the number selected from 0 through 9. Once they are equipped with a sufficiently large sequence of random digits, like the present one, political poll takers, for example, can confidently calculate outcomes that depend on probability assumptions. In the area of engineering, use of the tables assembled here can save both time and money. Take the problem faced by a quality control team tasked with inspecting critical welds in an aging metal bridge. Instead of, in effect, dismantling the structure to accomplish the mission, the inspectors can select a sufficiently large random sample of welds for examination, a reliable surrogate for the whole bridge, and proceed to measure the integrity of the complete structure. Or consider the case of a submarine commander who is reported to have kept a copy of the set of tables by him on patrol duty, using selections from it to randomize a jinking course for purposes of evasion. Early in the conduct of RAND research, a demand arose for random numbers to be used in solving problems by probability procedures, known as Monte Carlo methods. Existing tables of such numbers were limited in size. Applied to RAND problems, they would have to be used repeatedly, thus introducing the danger of unwanted correlations. The construction of a table with the capacity of the present one resulted from ingenious exploitation of punched card computational techniques then available. It has become a standard reference in engineering and econometric textbooks. Details of the production of the 1 million random digits contained in this volume are provided in the introduction. Several short tables draw on the expected and the actually observed frequency of occurrence of familiar poker hands, together with a goodness of fit calculation. An electronic roulette wheel, if you will, was used to yield the basic randomization. The team members then applied re-randomization steps to produce the random digits of the whole. Modern random number generators use radioactive decay or atmospheric noise, among other methods. The 100,000 normal deviates cited in the title of this volume constitute a subset of random numbers whose occurrence can be plotted on a bell-shaped curve. Rand legend has it that this seemingly self-contradictory mathematical expression caused the New York Public Library to misshelve the volume in the psychology section. This is the greatest book ever. The volume you hold was first published by the Free Press in June 1955. It had sold 500 copies by October. By September 1971, the collection was in its third printing and had sold nearly 7,000 copies. After a distinguished history as a standard reference, it went out of print in 1989 and was placed in Rand's reprint series, RP-295. To reach a wider audience in a more fitting form, it is today being reissued as a Rand monograph report. This is written by Michael D. Rich, Executive Vice President of Rand. So that's the foreword, which explains how this is a reprint. One of these days, I'm going to get myself a copy of an original print. I don't know if that exists. I have to look on eBay. And so I'm now realizing, interestingly enough, that there's some this is copyrighted, and there might be some issues with me producing my own audiobook, even though I'm doing it slowly over time in pieces on a YouTube channel. I don't know. If you're a lawyer out there, or if you know somebody at the Rand Corporation and think I'm going to get into trouble doing this, please let me know. But so far, all I did was read the introduction, which probably falls under fair use. Not to mention the fact that I'm promoting this book. In fact, if you, I should do like an Amazon thing, but if you want to get it, I will include a link to the reprint on Amazon. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Again, if you want to support the work that I'm doing, you can join the Patreon. I always appreciate that. It helps out. And I hope to see you next Friday. And if any of you will be at CC Fest in New York, it's already sold out. I mean, it's free, but it's full. Please say hello to me. I will be at ccfest. Is it rocks or .nyc? ccfest.rocks, which is apparently all about kittens. Thank you very much. All right. Do I have any plans on doing a tutorial on the NEAT algorithm? Yes, I plan to do neuroevolutionary stuff. The whole book is available for download for free from the Rand website. That's a good point. Good night. I will be here for 2.5 more minutes, where I'm happy to answer any questions that I see in the chat. Can I get some free stickers for my classroom? Send me a tweet at Schiffman. If I can mail you some stickers for your students, I would love to do that. That's a question from Peter. Thanks for asking. Good morning. I guess some people are waking up. It is 7:10. I'm going to get home by 8 o'clock, I think. Do I have anything planned for Christmas? Well, I am of a certain persuasion where I do not celebrate the holiday Christmas, although it does get celebrated quite a bit around me. I hope to get some time to relax and spend time with family and friends and not code very much. I might be getting a Nintendo Switch though. Anyway, everyone's wanting the free stickers now. Listen, so the stickers are something that I will mail to you as part of the patron rewards. It does take me quite a while. If you really want the stickers, the best way is to come to an event that I'm going to where I can hand you some stickers. And there's also a Sticker Mule link. You can just buy them online, but they're kind of expensive. So, but I'm definitely happy to send stickers to, say, a group of students in a public school somewhere or something as a gift. But just randomly sending stickers to everybody in the world, I'm not sure I could do that easily. Yep. Daniel Gu is going to get some pointless recognition. I am going to combine neural networks with evolutionary algorithms. That is a plan of mine. Andor asks, are we able to live without coding? I mean, I think so. We're probably just ruining, I mean, this coding stuff, I don't know if it's really helping that much. So think about doing some good for the world and always ask the question, is what I'm coding, should I be doing it? Is it actually a good idea? Can you please shout out my library called C Creative, which is a C# version of processing. So C Creative is a C# version of processing. I haven't seen it. Tweet me a link at Shiftman. I'd love to take a look. Here's a question. Whoops. I'm gonna look. I'm not even looking at. Oh, yeah. There's some amazing Amazon reviews, I think, of the random number book. Oops, it's gone. Okay. Peter's asking, I'm going to have my students recreate a coding challenge for their end of semester final project. Let me know where you, send me a tweet, like where are you teaching? Maybe I can, I have 280 characters now. This is ridiculously annoying. So maybe I can respond to you that way with some ideas. But people from the chat, write in the chat which of the coding challenges might be good. I don't know if your students are in college, in elementary school, where they are in the world, what their background is. So that kind of information would be helpful in terms of which coding challenge. Okay, wow, Moscow, Russia is watching. Amazed by the international audience here. Oh wait, this was my bookmark. Viewers of the Coding Train, please help me remember. Maybe we can put this somewhere on the internet. I am on the contents, table of contents. I will put this bookmark in here, but I will not be surprised if it gets moved. So somebody invent a system to keep track of where I am in the Million Random Digits book. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next Friday. And I don't know. Thank you. I'm going to hit stop streaming now. Sometimes I just don't want to leave. But I should, because I feel like I haven't wrapped up things properly. Like, I should have said this or say this other thing. And I could have thought of this thing, but I really just have to go. I just can't say the thing that I want to say that makes everything sum up so nicely. So I will just say goodbye. Send me your breaking news Coding Train sound effects and make sure there's nothing copyrighted in them because otherwise YouTube will kind of go after me and demonetize everything. And there we go. Goodbye.